You ask a question, I might be able to answer it in a video, or possibly on my blog at chris.perillo.com if it doesn't make it into our YouTube channel. Either way, Fraser Kane, an old friend of mine from universetoday.com, asked, will smartphones and face recognition destroy anonymity? He emailed this to me in conjunction with, I guess, a deeper description of the question. Now that everyone's got a smartphone and face recognition is pretty good, and everyone has put photos of themselves onto the internet, are we about to have a complete loss of public anonymity? Imagine taking a picture of a person on a bus and getting full record of their entire existence. Has anybody seen amber lamps lately? Or snapping a picture of two people having a romantic dinner in a restaurant, noting that they're not married. In fact, it's a businessman and his secretary. Will we all be wearing burqas? Why hasn't this happened yet? The technology can certainly do it, and we all gave our privacy away to Facebook. So, will smartphones and facial recognition destroy anonymity? Yes, I think it's kind of already happening. I mean, have you ever, tuned into a TV show or, like, let's say a YouTube video of someone recording something that was happening? And eventually, people are able to associate a name with a face. It's not easy to do yet, but it's getting increasingly easier as we put more and more of our lives online. More and more of ourselves out there. It's different, right? So you kind of always have to be on your best behavior. I always assume when I walk into a public place that I'm being recorded. I just assume that. Some people say, oh, Chris, you're crazy for live streaming your home office. That's nuts. Yeah, I get used to it. And I know it's there, and I'm always on my, well, not just my best behavior, but I'm just myself, right? And so I just assume that when I'm out in public, I'm going to be respectful of everybody around me and, not do anything stupid, crazy, just assuming that someone can and will record my behavior, whether I'm doing anything or not. Anything you put out there can and likely will at some point in the future be tracked. I mean, I've gone in and I've used things like Foursquare, and I check into Facebook Places. I do these things. I absolutely do, and I know I shouldn't. If only because I don't want so much of my identity to be out there without me really feeling that I have a sense of control, and it's already kind of out of control. It's neat to think about something where you could, aim a phone's camera at, someone's face and then automatically have it recognized. And all the contact details associated with that person, populate your phone. I bet, well, I can say we're not ready for that now. Society's not ready. Technology is absolutely ready. I bet, though, within 10 years' time, that will kind of be accepted. It'll be commonplace, which could be both good and bad. I think, yes, facial recognition in conjunction with smartphones and all this intelligent software, could very well lead to the destruction of a lot of anonymity, not complete elimination of anonymity. Oh, I almost tripped over my words there, too. Hang on. I need more analysis juice. Clears the head. So I think that when we have all these tools to put ourselves out there, and the same types of tools exist to digest that information and process that information, and when it's at everybody's fingertips, it's potentially dangerous, but I hesitate to say good at the same time. Identity theft is a big deal. So anybody could walk into the store and say, hi, I'm Chris Perillo. Well, that could happen. It has happened before. And without any type of verification mechanism in place, there's no way of telling whether or not that person really is the person that they say they are. And the tools are getting better to help track identity, true identity, with a digital self, or the breadcrumbs that we scatter throughout the internet as we do all these things that we do, versus the things that other people do in our name. I hope, though, that as identity, solidifies, as we, come closer to being able to control the things about us and around us, more so than we can now. Anybody can record a picture of me and do it without my permission. I don't like that. I think that's rude, and I never do that to anybody else. Despite me loving video and photos and everything, I don't like doing that. I think it's an invasion of privacy. I do think that throughout, as we continue down this course, I believe anonymity needs to be protected. I absolutely do. Which isn't to say that it's always a good thing. Sometimes you need to know a name and a face behind a particular effort. Sometimes that's very important. But I still think, there is a power in not always revealing oneself. Sometimes it can be dangerous. That being said, you don't know what someone's motivations are if you don't know who they are. Once you do know who they are, I mean, they're living their lives transparently. You could do anything with the information that's out there. You can, whether it's good or bad. You can pretty much do anything with the information. Not to say that you should. And I realize it's a huge topic, and I'm doing my best to encapsulate it in this tiny little YouTube video. But as we come closer to eliminating anonymity, I think we need to do a better job, conversely, at protecting anonymity for a lot of reasons, different reasons than why we would want to strip away anonymity. There's a lot of strong reasons why we would want to keep it. It's a balance, but I do think that there's a time and a place for everything. I don't think anybody would want to have their identity violated. That just doesn't feel good. But at the same time, there's a certain power in the things that we can keep protected in ourselves and being anonymous. Either way, and that has nothing to do with the group of the same name. I have no connections whatsoever. Either way, those are my perspectives. We have to be very careful as we tread down this path. My email address, chris@perillo.com. That's how Frazier emailed me. You could also post a question on lockergnome.net, a question in the YouTube comment thread of any one of our videos. Use Twitter. Use about any place that you can find me. If you ask a question, if I think it's a good question that I can parlay into a video or a blog post, we'll play. Either way, you're more than welcome to check out my blog, chris.perillo.com, or the live video feed that we have there as well. We've got geeks. They're there. Whether you are or not, there are geeks in a chat room, part of a live video feed, that same live video feed that I was referring to just a couple seconds ago. Streaming out over the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.perillo.com. We'll see you later.